Final Fantasy V 4-Job Fiesta 2022. Let's wrap this thing up. This is run number 2 of this year in 2022 for me. Top to bottom on jobs, we've got Samurai, Bard, White Mage, of course the cat ear White Mage, and then the Mystic Knight down there with Barts or Butts. If you have not seen the Bard really break out in this game, then you are in for a treat. We are about to see what the Bard can really do. So we're going to start with Vitality Song that puts on regen status. We're fighting the first form of Exdeath. We call this the tree form because he's a tree that's growing out of the level there in the kind of the center of the screen in the back. You can see the roots of the tree gripping the crystallized earth of this world. Unfortunately, we were not able to fully apply all of the protections to Butts there, the Mystic Knight, so down he goes to a physical attack. This first form of Exdeath in the early part of its HP routine does mostly physical attacks and white hole. Once it gets weaker, closer to losing all of its hit points and converting to Neo Exdeath, it becomes much more dangerous and starts doing things like Holy and Meteo and lots of other things. But right now, we're mostly going to see White Hole and physical attacks. White Hole puts you in both KO and Stone status. It puts both on, so you have to heal both of them. Sadly, we don't have an ability. Even the White Mage doesn't have one that does takes care of both of those, which is unfortunate. But Shell gives you an extra 50% evade on 2-hit spells such as White Hole. And also, as your level is boosted from the Hero Song, which we'll see here soon, as your level gets boosted by that, you have an additional resistance because the first check is a level-based check to see. So it takes the level of the caster and the level of the target, and it does a calculation comparison based on the differential there. So if you get to a really high level, higher than Exdeath, you can actually get an advantage on that. So you can get a chance to dodge it there, but that also Shell gives you a 50% chance to dodge as well. So right now, you're going to see the regen numbers start to tick up. Now, that White Hole landed, unfortunately. We were not, even with the Shell and with a few level boosts, we haven't gotten the Hero Song too long yet, but with a few level boosts right there was not enough to do it. So we got a soft, and then we also have to get him Phoenix down. Speed Song is effective. With the haste shoes on, it's not quite as necessary to do Speed Song, but if you watch the ATB bar on this one, this is where you can see after their turns are finished, you can see how close, that was an Aegis shield blocked by the Mystic Knight, by the way, of the White Hole. You can see how full the bars are after they have a turn, and that starts to tick up, so that eventually, once their speed is maxed out, and they're in haste status, the bars barely reset between turns. Their bars are almost always full, their ATB bars. So you can see we're just getting turn after turn after turn after turn to Exdeath's 1 turn. We're getting sometimes 10 or 12 turns to Exdeath's 1. Right now I'm just kind of sitting here waiting because we are we're just piling up levels. Aegis Shield blocks the White Hole there. We'll know that we have maxed out. Wow, there's another one. Wow, he's really landing those things. Aegis Shield's going to block it, but man, he's really putting those through the shell. We'll know that we've maxed out our levels when the regen numbers no longer go up anymore on the Hero Song. So the regen numbers go up because it's level-based, so you'll see the amount of hit points that we recover per tick of regen is going up and up and up and up and up. Once that stops going up, then we know that we are good there. She's going to put Shell on herself, I believe. Or does she need to, yeah, she doesn't need to apply image. We could also do Cure 3. I'm doing some thinking here with the White Mage. And the Samurai, everybody's got White Magic as a secondary, except the White Mage, of course, has Sing as her secondary, so we can have 2 singers going. The Hero Song is still going, so our levels are still ticking up in the background. Tick, 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 tick. White Hole was just blocked there by either by the Shell or by the level-based check. Okay, so Speed Song is back up again, so the White Mage was not singing it during that time. Now I'm just going to wait right here. Speed does not seem to increase your regen tick time. A lot of resources online suggest that it does, and I really, on a solo Time Mage run, I watched that pretty closely, and I did not really see a difference in raising speed or in increasing that, just by my observation. There's another White Hole landed. Exdeath is really getting good, even though we are extremely high level right now, and we have Shell on. He's able to hit those really small targets. you normally, when you do this with bards, you kind of think of, you see white holes start to miss over and over and over and over again, but not the case right here. There was life to rot her back. At least we don't have to do a heal there. Still need to get her into image and shell status because the physical attacks can come in, and of course, the white hole is still a threat. Now, once we go on the offensive, once we have decided that we are as buffed as we need to be, you're going to have to hold on to your hats because the battle's going to be over soon once we do that. You can see the bard is now picking up 71. I think when she started, it was in the 40s, so her level's almost doubled from where it was before, or at least her amount of regen gain, 75 that time for the bard. 79. I think she's the only one with regen left on. I'm not going to go out of my way to reapply Vitality Song until we're ready to go on the offensive. Oh, looks like I'm doing it right here. Because when X-Death KOs somebody with a, the odd white hole, then, we have to reapply it again. Okay, nice miss right there. So you can see, look how much hit points we're picking up. There we go. There was 2 ticks in a row that both went up. I'm watching the bard. She got 90, then 94. That means her level's still going up. She got 98. I'm watching for that to max out. And even as I'm playing this, I just like to max it out. I could start any time here, but I just like to max out. Last one I made note of was 98. There's 99. Oh, we might be close to max right there. There's 99 again. Okay, so I think we are maxed out. We'll see another 99, I think, from the bard. Yes, so I think as I'm recording this, I believe I noticed that as well, so we should see us start to go on the offensive here. There was a chicken knife attempted attack, and she has to knock her out of singing status, so there we go. Sage Staff, boom. It's a magical attack, so it hits her through the image, and but still knocks her out like a physical attack. So a nice Sage Staff attack right there was able to take care of things to get her ready to go on the offensive with us. So yes, I put on Flare Sword, and there we go. So Flare just boosts your damage big time. It doesn't have a elemental component to it, Flare Sword. But the Chicken Knife's massive attack power plus the big boost from Flare makes it quad 9s. So she has Sage Staff on. I was just checking to make sure she still has Sage Staff to boost her Holy. This should do close to max damage right here. Yep, pretty close, 9,200. Still the Mystic Knight with the Chicken Knife and the Flare Sword is my champ right there. And the Samurai is actually going for Holy, because I believe the Samurai is going to be doing more damage with Holy than with the Masamune. I didn't really try for any of the really, really high-powered katanas. Maybe that 4,900, maybe it could get close to that. She could get close to that. Critical hits obviously could be a lot more because that chops through defense and everything too. Okay, so we're just going to really rush X-Death here through his routine. He's only got about 50,000 something hit points, so 5 of those 9999 attacks will do it. And now we're moving on to Neo X-Death, and this is a really blink if you don't want to miss it part of the battle. Don't blink if you don't want to miss it. So this next part, if you're familiar with it, great. If not, there's 4 targetable parts of Neo X-Death: top, bottom, front, and back. The bottom part is what we're going to work on first. It's actually susceptible to stone status or petrify status. It has really high magic evade, but luckily the Mystic Knight can get through that magic evade with break swords. So the Mystic Knight you're going to see is going to switch a weapon to something that's more reliable than the Chicken Knife, to something that's going to attack every time, and cast break sword on its first action. Second action, he's going to take that piece out. The other, it is going to take him out in 1 hit, by the way. Remember, don't blink or you'll miss it. The top part is a dragon type, and so the dragon types can get a critical hit from the Apollo harp that the bard is wielding. So the top part is the one that normally casts Grand Cross, which applies a random status effect to all of your characters. We're not going to see any of that because that thing is going to just be crushed by the Apollo harp on the bard. Now I'll commentate again as I do this. So he's switching his weapon here. This is important to just the enhancer, just to kind of say like, lol, I got to use the enhancer this run. You pick that up in the final dungeon for the Mystic Knight. And it's actually the best non-knight only sword in the game. So Guild Toss for everybody. hilarious. Max damage on all 4 parts right there because the level is so high. Apollo Harp, boom, critical hit there. So that's already taken 20,000. That top part's already taken 20,000. And I'm thinking better of it there. I'm going to set the magic lamp up with my white mage because right there, you're going to hear that part go down. So that was the break sword. So that one is petrified and good to go. So the magic lamp's 3rd summon is the one that's going to finish this battle because it can target, it's Odin, and it can target the back piece of X-Death, and it can do an instant KO attack only on the back part of Neo X-Death. So we're going to eliminate all of the other parts, and then we're going to use the magic lamp for the 3rd time. But you have to cycle it through to the 3rd time, so the white mage has to use it 1 more time. And looks like he's going to put the chicken knife back on and reapply Flare Sword, because remember we had applied Break Sword to the last weapon change. So here is the 2nd casting of the magic lamp. This one is Leviathan. And you see this damage is not even as good as her casting Holy, which is really interesting. There's an action. Wow, there's a vacuum wave from X-Death. That's pretty funny. And right there, that's the end of the top part of Neo X-Death. That's it for the top part. I'm actually playing this a little bit conservative here. Let's put an image status on you. Why not? Let's do it. Let's do it. So Ferris is going to cast Scan on the front part to see how close we are to taking it out, and it's got 19,000 left. So it's got about 2 or 3 attacks left in it. Let's see if this Holy can hit max damage on the front part. It's not weak to Holy, but her Holy is boosted by the Sage Staff, and it's a really powerful spell. Arrow 3 right there. She had Shell on, so it's not quite enough to take her out. And right there, that was enough to take out that piece. You heard it fade away right there. The magic lamp is queued up. True Edge. Here is Odin. Slam right there. That is the end of Run 2. Great party for this one. This was the Team 375, so that's why I have 2 kind of physical-ish characters and 2 from the magical list of spells. Awesome new category for this year. I really loved it. White Mage has been my starting job for so many runs so far, even up to Run 4 as of this recording has been White Mage. There is X-Death fading away. You hear the camera go click because that is me capturing the picture for the victory tweet. So this is going to be a party to remember, really solid. Not a lot of grinding required, not a lot of hard work right there, but really fun to play around with some of the tools of the Bard Mystic Knight combination. Also beat Omega with this party, so pretty cool when you get a chance to do that. If you've liked these series of videos, feel free to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, leave me a comment, or hit me up on Twitter, active_ATE. We're going to see you in run number 3. We're going to keep it rolling here in 2022.